G. Sean G, live from Manhattan. June the 4th, 2025. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Welcome over to the channel. Thank you for your comments. Please leave a comment. Let me know what kind of job I'm doing. You can follow me also on Spotify. The podcast was sold. You can follow me on Instagram. The podcast was sold. And you already follow me here on YouTube. The podcast was sold. Down here, we just got done with the morning session. Who first? Queen for life. McCann Campbell, HC Boxing, Vintage Grapes. What up? Do Cigaro. Gucci Black Riders, Cliff Boy. Today on the stand, was a gentleman by the name of Frank Piazza. Frank Piazza is a certified video technician. He's a member of several video organizations. He's a member of Law Enforcement Video International. He was direct examined by Mrs. Miser. She is one of the assistant U.S. attorneys. What Frank can do and what he does is that he can take poorly recorded video off of a cell phone, off of a security camera, and he can enhance it to improve its clarity. The assistant U.S. attorney brings this up. She puts it out there up front. Mr. Piazza, who retained you for the work that you did on this video of Puffy assaulting Cassie? He said this office, meaning the Southern District of New York. The prosecution's office retained Frank. They're paying Frank to do the enhancement of the quality of the video of Puffy assaulting Cassie in Los Angeles at the Intercontinental Hotel. She says, Mr. Piazza, how many times has the prosecution office of this court, the Southern District of New York, retained you? He said between 50 and 100 times. He has been retained by the very prosecutors that are prosecuting Puff. Ms. Miser also brought out, Mr. Piazza, are you ever retained by defense attorneys? He said, yes. Over 75% of my clients are for the defense. So he says he's represented by both. He said that he had no personal knowledge of the case. He analyzed 5 videos, 2 cell phone videos, 3 surveillance videos of the security camera. What the prosecution was doing is they were talking to him about the frames per second of which the video was shot, and it was 30 frames per second. You gotta remember, this is 2016. The camera phones we got now, like my camera phone, I got the Samsung joint. I can increase and enhance my video to 60 frames per second, or even 2K, 4K, 8K. This is 2016. So the cameras weren't that good back then. And what they were doing is the prosecution kept replaying the video over and over again. Cassie by the elevator, getting her bags together. Puffy coming around the corner, grabbing her by her back, slamming her on the ground, kicking her, going back, picking up the bags, and then stomping her again. They kept replaying that. And all she was talking about was, oh, what's the frame per second? What did you do? Did you enhance the quality? Now, what was very important, and Puffy's defense team jumped all over this, was the timestamps. The timestamp of the video. Now, they had a camera joint by the elevator, then they had a camera, the hotel had a camera joint by the elevator, then the hotel had a camera joint down the hallway, and then they had another camera joint down that hallway. So you could see all things going on that floor. And Puffy and them was on the 6th floor. What's up, man? So what was interesting and what was brought up by the prosecution, right? Disclosure is better than discovery. I tell y'all that all the time. Disclosure is better than discovery. What the government disclosed was that the timestamps on the different camera joints was different, right? So all 3 cameras wasn't in sync in terms of the dates and the times. This camera down that hallway may be at 6 minutes and 11 o'clock, 7 minutes after 11. Then the camera by the elevator may have a time of 8:15 p.m. And then the camera down that joint may have a time of 3 o'clock. And the government asked him, says, why would that be? Why wouldn't the cameras be synced up? And he said that could be a host of reasons. Maybe one camera was updated or needed to be changed, and the technician that changed the camera didn't take the time and care to update the timestamp. No big deal, right? Because that wasn't really the point, right? I think the point the government was doing, they kept replaying the video over and over and over, so the jury can, it could be impressed upon the jury's mind about how horrible a person Puffy is. But what we have to remember, and what's key, no matter how much you may not like Puff, no matter how much you may hate Puff, and Puff may not be the greatest human being in the world, that's fine. We all fall short. We all have our character defects. What remains, even if you play this tape 1,700 times, Puffy is not on trial for assault. Puffy is not on trial for domestic violence. He's not on trial for battery. He's on trial for Rico. Now, shout out to all my ladies. I already told y'all, I grew up watching domestic violence in my crib. I watched my mother get beat up. So I don't minimize it, I don't condone it, I don't promote it, I don't do it, you understand? If you gotta put your hands on a honey, then you might as well, let her go. So they just keep replaying this over and over and over, and he's talking in video technician language, and that's pretty much it. Miss Miser is just laying the groundwork for the video. Now, what they do show and what they do differentiate is that Mr. Piazza, he puts together a compilation video where he takes pieces from that hallway, pieces from this hallway, pieces from that hallway, pieces from the elevator. And then my man, who's now a cop in Los Angeles, Israel Flores, we already know, he took a video with his iPhone 6, they mentioned it, of the surveillance video before Eddie Garcia and Medrano deleted it off the server and sold it to Puff for 50 grand. Homeboy took a picture of it with his phone, but Eddie Garcia and Medrano didn't know he had did that. So what Piazza did, he took pieces of that one, pieces of that one, pieces of that one, and pieces of the cell phone joint, and he put it all together like in a time sequence, showing the time sequence. So obviously the cell phone joint ain't gonna have no time stamp, you understand? And it makes you wonder, like, why he would do that. Anyway, that was it. Now, cross-examination by Tenny Gallegos. Shout out to Tenny. What's up? How you doing, baby?
How are you?
I'm all right. Yourself? You filming me?
Yes.
I look good, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Under the cross-examination, Tenny Gallegos comes out and asks Piazza, where did you get the video? He said, I got the video from the U.S. Attorney's Office, from the Southern District of New York. He said, Tenny Gallegos said, Mr. Piazza, you said that the security system cameras were old and cheap when you reviewed them. Mr. Piazza said, I don't remember saying that. I didn't say that. She said, you didn't say that? She said, you don't remember? He said, well, she said, let me refresh your memory. And Tenny gave him a document, and she told him, read that, and please let me know when you're done. He read it. He doing this. He quiet as a church mouse on Sunday. He ain't saying nothing. He looking. And then the judge, Submarinian, had to instruct him. You understand? Judge said, listen, she's asking you to read that document that she put in front of you. So he got the instructions from the judge. He looking up. So then he looked up when he was done, and Tenny said, don't you see where you said that the system was old and cheap? He said, I don't know when this document was created. Tenny Gallegos said, hey, I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you when it was created. Do you see that when you met with the government, you told him that the system was old and cheap? Let's focus on what you said. And he agreed. Now, Tenny then went into all of the timestamps that I just talked to y'all about. You know, multiple videos with multiple timestamps. There's one section of the video where 2 minutes and 12 seconds of the video is not captured or missing. His answer to that is that the system could be buffering or the time is dropped. Then he also mentioned that hotel cameras in the hallway are motion activated. Like if there's nobody in, if the camera don't see no object, if it's just looking down the hallway and it's a still shot, it'll turn off by itself. But if somebody come out, then the camera will come on. That's called motion activated cameras. Then Tenny Gallegos asked him, well, why is the timestamps different? He says that the timestamps are not matching because the files could be corrupted. Now, this part right here, let's go back. Let's go back to Miss Miser and the direct examination before we get to Tenny Gallegos. Miss Miser inserted into evidence 10 sex videos of Puff that she got off of Cassie's phone. Hold up. Frank Piazza, who's on the witness stand, who's a witness for the government, for the prosecution, analyzed 10 sex videos that he got off of Cassie's phone that Cassie gave to the prosecution, the Southern District of New York. And when he went into that phone, under the account Frank Black, 10 sex videos were found. The sex videos on that phone were dated December the 4th, 2014, December the 4th, 2014, October the 14th, 2012, October the 20th, 2012, October the 14th, 2012, October the 14th, 2012, December the 4th, 2014, December the 4th, 2014, October 20th, 2012. Then there was another video, right, where the government asked him to enhance the sound of the sex video. I thought they was gonna release him in court and put him up on the screen, but they didn't do it. They got entered into the evidence as sealed. Now, Tenny Gallegos, under the cross-examination, is playing the video, the compilation video that he put together. You know, the one I told you he put together, that hallway, the elevator, and the cell phone, and he puts them together in a time sequence that he thinks the way things went down. And what Tenny is doing, Tenny ain't scared. She playing the video too. They played the video over and over and over for like an hour. The jury sitting right here. But Tenny ain't scared. Let y'all see it. I'm gonna let y'all see it. But what Tenny is doing is she is questioning my man about the timestamps. Why the timestamps don't match, right? The timestamp is jumping, right? You know, they show Cassie, the hallway video is not synced with the elevator video. Cassie is walking down the hallway at 16 minutes and 9 seconds after 11. And then they show Puffy walking down that same hallway at 11:56:09, right? 56 minutes after 11 and 9 seconds. So 40 minutes of the video is missing, right? Then they show Cassie in the corner. After Puff beat her up, right? She get up, she come back in the corner, she pick up the phone to call security, and thank you, man. Thank y'all. She pick up the phone to call security, and she's standing in the corner, right? And the time is 4:08, 4 minutes, 8 seconds. But then when she move again, it's 5 minutes and 24 seconds. So it's a minute. Is that a minute or hour? It's a minute and 16 seconds missing from the compilation footage. Then the cell phone video is added to the elevator video after the security guard dude come up, Israel Flores. Israel Flores come up, he get off the elevator, he got his walkie-talkie, and he look, boom, Puffy sitting right here, and Cassie in the corner. Now, why is he showing the cell phone video for that when you already had a camera showing that whole angle? They asked him why. He said, I don't know what he said. What did he say? He said there was no more footage from that angle. Why would there be no more footage? Why is the cell phone video inserted into the compilation? Then Tenny talks more about, you know what I'm saying, the timestamps. You know, it really was, you know, it was really, it was just an exercise to go through the video, but we had already saw the video. We all know the video. We all know Puffy assaulted Cassie, and he was wrong for that. We already know that, you understand? But that's what the prosecution strategy is, and they just replayed the video over and over. And then Puffy's defense team, Tenny Gallegos, shout out to her, she got up and did the same thing. You understand? Showing that, you know what I'm saying, we ain't scared to show it either. What's up, man? Because all it's showing is assault. Puffy's not on trial for assault. Puffy on trial for Rico. Puffy on trial for Rico. So, you know, that's what it was. Now, on the stand now, Frank Piazza got up out of there. They got a new girl, a new witness on the stand. Her name is Brianna. Her name is Brianna Bungolin. They call her Bona. She is one of Cassie's best friends. So she say, and supposedly, I don't know how much this girl weigh, but I do calisthenics. I'm strong. A lot of you dudes lift weights. A lot of y'all strong. They say that she say Puffy picked her up and hung her over the balcony on the 17th floor, right? Making her think he was gonna drop her, then picked her back up over the gate, the railing, and then threw her on the balcony into the balcony furniture, and she had like a bruise on her leg. Now, I do calisthenics every day, and I'm pretty strong. A lot of you dudes lift weights, and a lot of y'all strong. Could you imagine? I don't know how much this girl weighed, but even if it's 120 pounds, 130 pounds, to pick it up, imagine picking up a bench press bar with 245 plates, picking it up, hanging it out over the balcony, right? Then picking it up, bringing it back, and then taking that 130 pounds and throwing it. This is what she said Puffy did to her. Now, this is gym weight, human dead weight, body weight, human dead weight is a lot more difficult to do than, I don't know, but she on the stand now. She is being direct examined by, I can't remember who. She's being direct examined by the government. She say that her and Cassie used to do a lot of drugs. I'm gonna have her direct examination and cross-examination this afternoon when I come out. And y'all gotta remind me, I gotta tell y'all something else of what's going on down here. They jealous of Sean G down here. Sean G podcast with Soul. Don't never stop. Give the video a thumbs up. Share this video. Follow me on my Instagram, the podcast with Soul. And then go on my Spotify. Follow me on Spotify, podcast with Soul. Because I got to get my Spotify numbers up so I can get monetized over there. Sean G, don't never stop. Peace.